and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are doing the first episode of a series for February since it is African American History Month. So, this is a series I want to call People You Should Know for African American history. I think the two most people know tend to be Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. They tend to be the tip of the iceberg, though. There are so many others in the heritage and history of African American citizens. And the one we're going to look at today was a man who worked side by side often with Dr. King. Like King, he was a minister. You know, he marched or participated with King in I think it was in the Birmingham bus boycotts. Often had multiple threats and attempts on his life. The man we are talking about is a Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth. He is, as I said, he himself was a preacher, born in 1922 in Mount Meigs, Alabama. He would actually go to college at the University of Selma and what is now Alabama State University. So he went to both those, receiving a Bachelor of Arts at Selma and a Bachelor of Sciences at Alabama State. But he would find a lot of inspiration when it came to religion. And he would earn a certification of being a pastor. So it inspired him a lot. Religion did. He would end up being a Baptist minister in Selma. I think it was Selma. But yeah. But like I said, he would participate with Dr. King and a number of others in the attempts to end segregation, to bring about more fair and just civil rights. He would later move to Birmingham to preach there. Like I said, he started out in Selma, though. Along with King, he would found SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. We talked about this when it was mentioned a few times. SCLC is a name that comes up often when I was reading the speeches and writings of Dr. King. But yeah, Shuttlesworth considered King a close ally, although they often had disagreements on how they should go about doing things. But yeah. He go on and take part in a number of uh, civil rights movements. But yeah, he would be a part of the freedom rides, the bus boycotts, what is known as Project C, which in and of itself, just the C meant confrontation. Um, but essentially, through Wikipedia, it says here, um, while Shuttlesworth was willing to negotiate with political and business leaders for peaceful abandonment of segregation, he believed, with good reason, that they would not take any steps they were not forced to take, and suspected their premises could not be trusted until they acted on them. One of the 1963 demonstrations he led in resulted in Shuttlesworth being convicted of parading without a permit from the City Commission. On appeals, the case reached the U.S. Supreme Court, and in the 1969 decision of Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, the Supreme Court reversed Shuttlesworth's conviction, determining that the circumstances indicated that the parade permit was denied not to control traffic, as the state contended, but to censor ideas, which is one of those things that would happen often during the civil rights era. You know, a lot of your southern states, especially in your deep south, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, this stuff was not new. I mean, even looking at places like North Carolina and Tennessee, yeah, it was, you know, tactics like this that was often used to try to frustrate civil rights leader. But yeah, he would spend a lot of time in his attempts to bring about the end to segregation and to bring about proper civil rights in Alabama, but later on he would actually move to Cincinnati, Ohio, and do a lot of his work there as well. So yeah, because remember, even though it's the South that's more often known, there were still issues elsewhere. But yeah. Anyway, Shuttlesworth would pass away, I think it was 2011. While Shuttlesworth's style was not violent, him and King agreed on that. Shuttlesworth was more confrontational. Um, while King held onto an idea of more measured tactics. But they both worked along the same lines to help the civil rights cause. But yeah, Dr. not doctor, Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth would even have a number of things named in his honor. 2008, Birmingham International Airport was named Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport to honor Fred Shuttlesworth. And then there is actually an award given out in his name as well. The Birmingham Civil Rights Institute Fred L. Shuttlesworth Human Rights Award is given yearly in his name. So yeah. But yeah, someone you should understand as part of civil rights history. You know, because there's more than just the baseline. But yeah, Fred Shuttlesworth, very noteworthy to understand when it comes to African American history. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end this episode there. We just wanted a quick one. So, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study. Think, read, study. There was another word in there I cannot remember. Anyway, someone has trouble. You have trouble believing something somebody says. Ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting links in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.